Hello, my name is Sean Quinn. This presentation will be about the tabletop role-playing game, Dungeons & Dragons. The creator of D&D, Gary Gygax, once said, there's a call to adventure. It's something in the inner psyche of humanity. Everyone wants to know what it's like living in someone else's shoes, and at most, all they can do is daydream about it. In this game of D&D, such things are possible. Everyone in life looks for an escape, a way to forget about life. Some watch films or television, others read books, but in this game of D&D, you can fully immerse yourself in whatever it is that you're looking to do to escape. I've been playing this game with my friends for a few years now, and we've all grown closer to each other and learned little things that we might not have known about each other without this game. A game that has been advertised as either nerdy or satanic, Dungeons & Dragons, has opened my eyes to a whole new world of storytelling and having a good time with your friends. Firstly, I'll be talking about the impact the game has on your relationship with one's friends. I first got into D&D through the show Critical Role. My friends and I started to get closer as anyone who watches the same show does, and they were just as passionate about it as I was. We started thinking about finally trying to get some more people into it and actually trying to play a game. And after just one time, we were hooked. We loved how it gave us a reason to hang out once or twice a week for a couple of hours. And it was around this time that we all started working full time, so being able to see each other was a really great thing. As we were able to spend more time with each other over the months, we became closer than we had over the years. And this is three of my friends who we've all been friends since 6th grade, and now we're in college. Moving on, I'd like to let you know how the game lets you express yourself and who you want to be. In the game of D&D, there are many different races, characters, paths that you can take to make your own interpretation of what a hero might be, or otherwise. My favorite analogy came from Brennan Lee Mulligan from College Humor. He said, characters are translucent, not opaque, where they're like stained glass. And in this metaphor, it's sort of like you are the person behind the light. You are the person who is the light behind the stained glass. Things are arranged and changed and different lights shine through differently, but it's still the same person. The limit in D&D most of the time is just one's imagination. What kind of person would they be if they were raised in a different circumstance or by different people? Playing a character that's not the same sexuality or gender as yourself is another great way for people to see in other people's shoes. The game of D&D has been labeled as nerdy and as not a great game for a long time, but I'm here to say that there are real-world applications for the skills that are learned in this game. There are many things that one can learn going through their day-to-day life, but often misses because they're going through it too fast. And they get caught up in whatever else life is throwing at them 5 seconds later. But when you can sit down and analyze life in a way that you've never been able to before, you start to gain a new perspective. D&D helps improve social skills, increased self-esteem and confidence, along with different creative thinking or problem solving. When you're playing a board game, there's often one way to do things and that's it. There's a set of rules, and if you do something wrong, you can go back and check those rules. However, in role-playing games, there's more than just one set of rules. Players need to think on their toes for different types of solutions that might not be inside the box or might not be what the first person might think. D&D also helps with patience and empathy. When you're controlling someone who can do almost anything, you can act much differently than you normally would in a bad situation. Most of us, we get into a bad situation, we just shut down. We don't know how to handle it. But in a game like this, it's like throwing stuff against a wall and seeing what sticks. If something didn't work or something didn't feel right, you can try again later. And that's just a big part of how the game lets you see life from a different angle, and honestly, in a lot of different ways, lets you see life from multiple different angles. In most games, players' choices will have legitimate consequences that ripple out, as the game can show how your actions can affect those who you might not have even known or even thought about while you were making those kind of actions. The game of D&D has been getting more popular over the years now that there are actual play streams on things like Twitch or YouTube or podcasts that are all over. People are starting to even make careers out of what other people have dismissed as just a nerdy pastime. In conclusion, role-playing games can allow people to step out of their comfort zone and land in a space that they can make their own, and land in a space that they might not have known they could have made their own before. The game of D&D has been around for years, and it continues to grow. From teaching kids that not everything needs to be resolved with fighting, or teaching adults how to better handle their own relationships with themselves or their friends or their loved ones or their significant others. This game continues to bring people together every day, and I hope I've interested you into looking into it. To my professor, I'm very sorry about this, but this speech has no audience. I recently had to come home, that's why I'm in a different spot. Recently had to come home for a family funeral. My uncle has just died due to a heart attack, but that's why I'm still trying to get this in by the due date. But I hope you look kindly on the family issues that I have been having this week. It's kind of been a hectic week, but thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great night. Thanks.